Hello. What's up? Today, Kukulkan came out, and we've had her kit for a while, because, it got data mined or whatever, because, she was in Lost Belt 7, and, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I don't know what to think yet, so I'm basically just doing this video, and we're just gonna go through everything, and talk about what I want to talk about, and we're gonna figure out, is she really good, or is she, like, insane? So, let's go. Okay. I guess the first thing to talk about is her unique mechanic where each of her skills they have like the normal version of the skill, and then you can pay 10 crit stars to gain extra effects. So I guess we'll talk about the skills first, because that we can get an idea of how the crit stars are going to work and stuff. So her first skill is 20% attack up for the party, and increases party's critical chance resistance for 3 turns. So that's like, okay, you know, that's a pretty good skill. And it's a 5-turn cooldown, which is kind of nice. But if you consume 10 crit stars, she gets 30% extra attack. So that's like, that's a lot. You know, that's a pretty good amount of extra attack for 5-turn cooldown. Her second skill is kind of where things get a little nutty. 50% battery on a 6-turn cooldown, and then that's it. But like, that's, you know, that's pretty good. If you don't have the crit stars, you know, you want to be having the crit stars for all these skills, I think. But if you don't have the crit stars for this skill, you know, 50%, you know, targetable too. It's not just on her. Pretty good. And then if you use 10 crit stars, for the price of 10 crit stars, you get 2 attack evasion for 3 turns, and ignore evasion for 3 turns. And that is on the person you target with, so you're probably going to be targeting her with the NP gauge, 50%. But if you know, are doing some team comp or something, someone else might get ignore evasion and the evasion for 2 attacks, 3 turns. Really good skill. Then her third skill, so if we're, you know, so keep in mind, that's one, like, defensive ability. So she has 1 evasion, 2 attack, 3 turns, which she can target. Obviously, most of the time you're going to target herself, but she could target someone else. And then she gets a second defensive ability with her grant self invincibility for 1 turn, increase own buster performance for 3 turns by 30%, increases crit damage for 3 turns by 50%, and then if you consume 10 crit stars, she increases MP damage for 3 turns for 30%. This is an insane skill. This is an insane skill even before you add the crit stars. But if you add the crit stars, this is such a stack deal. And it's 6-turn cooldown. It's 6-turn cooldown. It's so insane. Anyway, okay, so that's the skills. Now, her passives. Everyone, I mean, if you have even typed in Kukulkan on Google, you know what the passive is. You know what the passive's going on. Her first passive, increase party debuff success rate by 8% while self is on the field. You know, might come in handy. Who knows? It's obviously her best passive. No, obviously. Second passive, question mark, question mark, question mark. Converts invincibility status to anti-purge defense status. So if you know anything about that, that means that's Artoria's NP defense thing. So, obviously this is insane, because anytime she gets invincibility, just immediately turns into, like, better invincibility, you know? And so already, if it was just that, it'd be like, whoa, this is an insane skill. She's gonna be so good for, like, non-farming content and, like, challenge quests and stuff like that, you know? She gets 10 crit stars every turn on top of this, and she charges her NP by 3% every turn. This is like, I don't even know what to say about it. I don't even know what to say about this skill. This is a skill. Or this is a skill, right? If this was a person's skill that, like, lasts for 3 turns, you'd be like, oh, nice, cool. This is a passive. This is just forever. 10 crit, this is 20-30 every turn. Obviously insane. And it really helps her, like, self-sustain, you know, because so obviously she's gonna be wanting and using a lot of crit stars, and she's gonna generate a couple crit stars. You know, she's gonna be okay on generating crit stars. Also another thing, she has 3 buster card deck, which, you know, she's hit it very hard. She's gonna be swinging, you know, obviously, as we can tell from the skills. Amazing passive, obviously. Amazing passive. And I think, as we've seen so far, probably geared towards more... Like, obviously, she shouldn't be able to farm. Like, almost every character in the game, it feels like, nowadays can farm. With some sort of combination of something, you know. But, kind of geared towards that, like, hardish content, you know. With, like, her just silly damage, just buffs and stuff, you know, going on. So, we'll get to her NP. Her NP is an AoE Buster, 5 hits. Increases own damage against threat to humanity enemies by 50% for 1 turn. So, threat to humanity is, like, there's a couple enemies. It's not a huge pool. But it's nice, you know, obviously, 50%, you know, pretty good. AoE, and it seals their skills for 1 turn, which is nice, and 30 crit star bomb after you NP. 30! That's enough for all her skills, or just to hit it just a 3 buster chain, hit it very hard, you know. Obviously an insane NP, and her overcharge effect deals extra damage against enemies with Earth Attribute. Earth Attribute is like one of the most common attribute enemies, so it's not only a ton of just servants and stuff, but also a lot of enemies too. So I think this is really good. Let's take a look at some of these. So I mean, you could just scroll down. I mean, look at how many, you know, stuff here. This is a lot, you know, and then the enemies too, you know. So all of that to say, this is a really good character, obviously. Now, is she like silly, you know, like, because she's very good, you know, she's gonna be doing dummy damage, she's gonna be really good in challenge quests, probably. She's probably one of the better solo characters as well, if you're into that, you know. I like the idea of soloing and stuff, so I really like this kind of design, but probably not gonna overthrow, you know, Tyra or anything like that, you know, nothing crazy, but I think she's gonna be pretty good. But I guess the question is, like, okay, very good, but is she, like, pushing the bar? Or is she, like... She's obviously pushing the bar for hard content, but is she pushing the bar for other stuff, like farming and stuff? And I'm not sure, because farming is very... Like, I don't want to say easy, but it's... Right now, it's... You can use a lot of people, and there's a lot of comps right now. You know, compared to, you know, a long time ago when there was only a few comps. There's a lot of comps nowadays, just because of the way they design characters. And I don't, you know, you're obviously going to be able to do, like, double Tamamo, and you're going to be able to do that kind of stuff, and she's going to be good, but I think potentially in, like, 90++ nodes or something, she could be bonkers, depending. Again, this is like, you know, rubbing our crystal ball and looking into the future. We don't know, you know, but, this feels like a character where they're designing her, and they're gonna have content for her later on, you know? That's just what I think. Obviously just really good character. Also, here's the Ascensions. The Ascensions are pretty cool. The final Ascension is pretty good. Pretty good. If I do say so myself. But anyway. Yeah, what else? Let's see, what else is going on here? Her Bond CE, I mean, you know... Bond CEs are kind of just like, you know, whatever, but it increases own NP damage by 30%, and she gets a 20-star bomb when she enters the battlefield. This is really nice, especially if we get any sort of Bond CE buff at some point, you know, or either it is just incorporated into the character. I mean, if they incorporate this Bond CE into the character, it's over, you know, obviously, but, you know, pretty good if we get any sort of Bond CE buff, you know. And I like that. I think recently they have been adding a lot of really nice Bond CEs and stuff for characters. But yeah, let's see what else. So another thing that I was thinking of when she came out last night is, you know, first glance, you know, 3 buster kit, she, you know, buster NP, she just swing it, you know. She's swinging, you know, and all her stuff is buffs, but she kind of low-key might be, you know, might be a pretty good support unit, because she has a targetable 50% NP, which is really nice, And it gives them, if you spend the stars, if you spend the money, you got to spend money to make money in this game. Or you might not even make money. But anyway, grants them evasion for 2 attacks, 3 turns. Pretty nice, and ignore invasion. And then she also just every turn is a 20/30. CE, 10 stars every turn. That's pretty nice. And then I think the thing that makes me kind of think you could put her in a support role is her NP just dropping 30 stars. Like, you don't even have to use those stars on her skills. That's just like, that's a crit damage turn. That could just, depending on what your team comp is, you could just go ham that turn. And I think that might be pretty interesting as well. Maybe in like a unorthodox, node structure where like, okay, hey, I need Kukulkan for 1 wave. Maybe I can set it up in a way where she can give some MP later, or just give me stars later that I can use on, some big crit damage turn. Obviously, that's going to be a little not consistent and stuff, and, most of the game right now is like, you really want the NPs just to be consistent, so, carding turn might be a little, but it's something. I think that the strength of this character is, it's obvious. It's obvious. But, like, the thing that elevates her is, like, the potential, just extra things she can do on top of just being an insanely high-damaging, insanely just, well-rounded and, like, self-sufficient character, She also just could just also, hey, just slot her in support too, or like just, hey, she can generate 10 stars as well to help her teammates, and I really like, because is she, like, maybe she's power creep, I don't know, who exactly would she be power creeping? Probably a lot of characters. There's probably a lot of characters who should be power creeping. But I do like the idea, the design philosophy of this character where she's very self-sufficient, and she has a cost to her stuff. She has to use crit stars, but she generates them. I really like that. And yeah, I think just really good character, obviously. Yeah, I think now, I think the question is, like, is she cracked? Is Kukulkan cracked? I think, yeah. I mean, when you look at it, it's like so much just damage, extra damage for no reason. Just like so much extra stuff for no reason. She is very self-sufficient. This is like easily the best passive in the game. I mean, no question. Again, if this was a skill on a character and all of this lasted 3 turns, like, no one would bat an eye. She basically gets 4 skills. She's the first 4-skill character. No, anyway. But, yeah, I think pretty good character. Obviously, I think right now in the game, it's kind of hard to go like, hey, should you roll for this character? Because, like, you really only need, like, a support character, and you can kind of go ham, you can do your favorites or whatever, which I really like about this game right now, is where, as long as you just have a support character or the support characters you need, you can just use whoever you want, basically. It's gonna be tough to use some of the characters, obviously, but, so, I don't know. If you like her, she's amazing. She's probably one of the best characters in the game. Is that true? Yeah. I think she's a top 5 baby. Just, like, off the top of my head, I think she's a top 5 baby. Who else would be... That's a question for another day. Anyway, I think that's a... We have to wait a little while to see... We gotta let her, age or whatever, and see how well she ages. But yeah, I mean, pretty good character. You should probably get her. Well, if you like her. If you don't like her, don't get her, because you probably already have someone else that does what she does, but slightly worse. And probably significantly worse. But who cares? It's a game. Just get who you want. Or try to. It's not like, it's automatic. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling. This is a rambling video. Anyway, I was trying something new, because, like, I was doing some other, reviews and stuff, and this character is just there's a lot I wanted to talk about, and I wasn't sure how to format it, because, like, I wasn't even sure about my own opinion. I think towards the end of this video, I figured out, yeah, Kukulkan is cracked, you know, for sure. But, yeah, anyway, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it a lot, because this is kind of rambly, and if you made it to the end, thank you. That's pretty awesome. And if you want to see me ramble some more or whatever, leave a like and maybe subscribe. That I would appreciate that. If you'd rather see more like structured, it's like 4 minutes content. I have some other reviews on some of the more recent characters that are more edited and stuff, but this is kind of just, I just thought, hey, I'm gonna boot up the video, want to talk about this character. I'm excited. I rolled for her. You know, we don't talk about what happened. it was a little bad. It got a little bad, but you know, all's well that ends well, or whatever that saying is. And yeah, hopefully you like the video, and hopefully, if you're rolling Kukulkan, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you have better luck than me. And yeah, Kukulkan's cracked. Yeah, okay. Bye-bye.